This week, Fishing the West with host Larry Schoenborn takes you to the extreme North Pacific coast of California and to the Smith River near the harbor town of Crescent City. Running from the rugged Coast Range to the world-famous redwood forests, the Smith River meets the Pacific Ocean just 3 miles from the Oregon border. Long noted for its famous runs of native steelhead and Chinook salmon, the river draws fishermen from both states for its prolific fall and winter seasons. And with efforts by the local Kiwanis Club to perpetuate the historic runs here, the state's first private hatchery, funded totally from contributions, is now partially completed. We'll be fishing today with professional guide Val Perry. Val guides on the Kenai River in Alaska during the summer and returns to southern Oregon and northern California rivers for the fall and winter season. We'll drift a 5-mile section of the Smith today that contains some of Val's favorite areas. We use drift fishing techniques by bouncing the bottom with corkies and bait, and although fish are found throughout the area, the classic steelhead holding drifts are within faster moving sections.
Okay, Larry, I've prepared a little example of all the different things that we're going to be using on this trip. We'll do a lot of drift fishing.
Good, okay.
10-pound test leader with a number 1 VMC hook.
All right.
And this is a corky, a nice green pearl corky. And
Is that a good color?
That's a real good color on the Smith.
Okay, well, thanks, Val.
Okay, I'll try a little different color. I'm going to be using either the Wobble Glow or the Birdie Drifter, and these 2 colors are my favorite. And
Looks like pretty small stuff.
it's small stuff that's low clear water. What we'll do is sometimes when the water's fast, we'll just use the bodies by themselves because the fish is just going to pick up just color because it's fast water. And then when we get fish a little deeper, slower water, we'll add some steelhead roe, of course, that we cure up ourselves, and then also at times the sand shrimp, which in low clear water is probably one of the best baits
Those
there
are
is.
beautiful eggs. You put those up yourself?
Yeah, we cure these. We usually carry several different cures in the boat at a time, but these are real basic. Anybody can do them. They're it's just salt, sugar, a little bit of borax, and Hotsky's egg nectar, so it's a liquid cure. You can keep it in the refrigerator and it stays forever. Real simple cure to do. In the deeper water where we're doing that, I'll probably use depending upon the depth of the water and also on the sunlight, whether it's cloudy or whether it's sunny, I'll either use a copper wee wart or the number 35 hot shot. And this is a little different color of the Smith. It works real well. Usually these come in just black with the silver speckles, and then we take a magic marker and color it green. It works out real good for us in this river.
I have to get some of those marking pens and fiddle around with plugs.
It makes me feel like an artist for once. We're also going to be fishing some divers and bait.
How do you put your shrimp on?
What I do is I have a treble hook and a single hook.
This one's getting away. Maybe you ought to use him.
Let me use him. Now, I'll tell you what, he's a good one. We'll save him for a little bit. There's a loop here on my top single hook, and I open up the loop. And on the second knuckle of the sand shrimp, I put the hook right through the middle, and I come back through about the 3rd knuckle.
All right.
And straighten him back out. And I take the loop over that, and just pull it tight, but don't cut through him. And I take one of the barbs on the treble and just shove it right into his mouth, like that, and pull it up snug. And we'll run this spin and glow ahead of him, and he'll fish straight down like that. And we'll run it just like you're running any other plugs or anything else, back pulling.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm going to try that if you troll.
That's fine. So I think once we try all that, we'll probably be able to catch a nice steelhead on this river.
I would think so.
So what do you say we give it a try?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Welcome to Fishing the West with host Larry Schoenborn. The show shot over about a 10-year period, covered fishing from Alaska, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and California. Since this was shot in the 1980s and 1990s, you'll notice some dated clothing, some older model vehicles and boats, and a younger Larry. While most of the techniques in these shows are still viable, tackle has continued to evolve. We'll update you on those changes in tackle and changes or modifications in techniques in the quest for steelhead on Fishing the West.
Larry, we're going to travel through these 2 or 3 little holes here fairly quick. It's the upper part of our drift today, which is about 6 miles long. And we're going to come right down around the corner, and the South Fork will come in and meet us, and from there down we'll start fishing primarily.
Where are you going to find them today, Val? And
We're primarily going to find them in the 2 holding spots that we're going to try to get them today is in shallow, fast water, 4 to 6 foot deep, a lot of motion on top, gives them a lot of cover. And then also we're going to catch them in 8 to 12 foot of water that is fairly swirly, that has also a lot of color and a lot of shade.
The Smith has great returns of Chinook salmon in the fall, as well as a large run of winter steelhead. Today, Larry is fishing with professional guide Val Perry. Val will float Larry down about 5.5 miles of some of his favorite water and show us some of the drift fishing techniques that were popular in 1988 when this episode was filmed.
Hey! Oh, look at it go.
Oh, that's a dandy.
He's just taking line off like crazy, Val.
So I'm going to get this anchor up, Larry.
Okay,
Let me get in.
he's headed down that shallow water. I'm going to get up here.
Okay, stay up till I get, well, he's really going, isn't he?
Oh,
Let me get
boy,
this
he's peeling off line like... Good thing I just grabbed this bigger reel.
That's fantastic.
If I stand up here, I might keep him from going around a rock.
Yeah, that's fine. If I get into a spot where I need you to sit down, I'll let you know.
Okay.
How are we doing now?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
I gained quite a bit.
All right.
Beautiful homes along here. Those summer homes, or people live all year?
Most of these are retirement homes. There's a couple of them that are summer homes, but most of the folks live right along the river and are retired.
People live
Yep.
here all year?
Yeah, the guys that live back in these houses come down and fish this hole all the time.
Well, they've got it good with all these streams around. Now, is that Rowdy Creek fundraiser that you have down here helping on the Smith
Oh, you
River?
bet. Those people have done a super job with the salmon and steelhead tournaments that we hold each year to raise money for enhancement purposes.
How does that Rowdy Creek deal work, Val?
Well, guys buy a trip, and they get to fish for 2 days, 1 day on the Chetco, 1 day on Smith, and the guides donate their time.
Oh, he came off.
Oh, he came off.
Right there.
That's a nice fish, though.
Yeah, that's a shame. You got to lose some.
You betcha. We got the fun part
But
of
that
it.
was too
He
bad
ran.
because we played him a long time, took you out of your good spot.
That's all right. We're right back in another one. That's one thing about this river. There's just one right after another. So we'll
This
pull
looks
over
good
here.
right here.
Pull over here and re-rig a little bit, take a break, and get back at it.
You can see in this episode some classic drift fishing water. There is an unlimited variety of rigs, and the ones shown in this trip are still hot today. For drift fishing, you want an 8.5 to 9.5 foot fast action rod. The fast action rods make for more accurate casting, and when the fish hits, there's plenty of power to set the hook.
Okay, Larry, after you get in from this cast, why don't you put some of that terminal tackle in your pockets, and
Oh, okay.
we'll get ready. We'll go to shore. We'll make a couple more casts, but then we're going to go to shore and do some bank fishing.
All right.
A moderate action rod takes longer to get to the power and more of a chance of the fish letting go of your offering before you can set the hook. In this episode, 8.5 foot rods were used almost exclusively, but more and more longer rods are gaining popularity.